There are many stories of buildings being destroyed, especially churches, where something was saved miraculously. The story is told of a firefighter who went to help with the recovery efforts at Ground Zero after 9/11 in New York and came across a buried room in one of the basements of the buildings that were destroyed, and in there was a bunch of crosses, is what he thought. They were just the steel beams from the buildings, but they were in the shape of crosses. And he wrote on the wall, God's house. And it became a place of hope and a place of comfort that God can be found in the midst of destruction. More recently, the story of the fire in Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Of all the destruction that happened in that ancient and historic building being destroyed by fire, the golden cross was still standing in the center of the church. Well, I have a story very similar that happened right where I'm standing now. St. Matthew was founded in 1863, and in the following year, the people of St. Matthew Lutheran Church in what then was known as Russell's Grove, today Hawthorne Woods, built a church that stood on this very spot. But right before Christmas in 1942, there was a fire that burned the church to the ground, a clapboard church, and it was mostly wood. And almost everything was lost except for this. Pastor Girth, the pastor at the time, ran in to at least save what he could, and he was able to save the cross that stood behind the altar of where I'm standing right now. When it comes to amazing stories of the cross, there are many of these, but the one that outshines them all is the story of the cross, Jesus. It's interesting to me that the symbol of the Christian faith is this, the cross. It's a very unusual symbol, a symbol of what is basically brutal execution becomes a symbol of hope, a symbol of joy even, because of what Jesus did on the cross. Of all the bad things in this world, sin is the result and is the culprit behind all of them. And because of that, Jesus went to the cross to save us who are infected with sin. So the cross that once was a vision of brutal execution is now a symbol of hope and of joy because of what Jesus did on it for us. Next time you see a cross, think about how much Jesus loves you, forgives you, and the life that he died to give you.